On Thursday night of last week, Dick Morris went on the record saying Governor Romney will win by a landslide. So 2 days out, does he stand by his Thursday night prediction, or has something changed? Dick Morris joins us. Good evening, Dick. All right, Dick, what do you think?
We're going to win by a landslide. It will be the biggest surprise in recent American political history. It will rekindle a whole question as to why the media played this race as a nail-biter, where, in fact, I think Romney's going to win by quite a bit. My own view is that Romney is going to carry 325 electoral votes. We have a map, I think you can show them, I think he's going to win Florida, Virginia, North Carolina, Indiana. These are states that Obama won last time. Iowa, Ohio, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. And I think that this is Colorado. This is going to be a landslide. And I think in the popular vote, he's going to win by more than 5 points. And I base this not on intuition or on smelling the tea leaves. I base it on reading the polls, the exact same polls that say that Obama's going to win. When you look at those polls and you study them and you take account of all of the factors, you see how those polls are telling you Romney will win in a landslide. Let me just give you an example. Pew Research has a poll out today that says Obama will win 51 to 47, 3 points, 50 to 47. And, okay, 50 to 47. Then you look at their sample, and they have 4 points more Democrats than Republicans. Well, Gallup, which has done the definitive study on party ID in the last week with over 4,000 interviews, says that it should be 3 points more Republicans than Democrats. So that poll is 7 points wrong. So when it says Romney's going to lose by 3, he's going to win by 4. And then on top of that, in Pew's own data, they say that Romney voters are 6 to 8 points more likely to vote than Obama voters. So that's another 3 points. Add that on top of it, and you've got Romney winning by 7. And then we all know that the undecided vote always breaks against the incumbent. Take the 7 or 8 points of undecided after you move those numbers around, split them 2 to 1. You have Romney winning by 8 or 9 points in the exact same poll that they're passing off as being a 3-point Obama victory. And you go into each of these state polls and you drill down, taking account of those 3 things, the sample being too Democratic, the turnout being oriented toward Romney, and the undecided going against the incumbent. And you get a sense of the true shape of what this election is going to be all about.
All right, well, either you're really, really right and really, really much smarter than everybody else, or you're off your rocker, right? I mean, because no one else is saying this, right?
It's not a question of being smarter than anybody else. It's that I've done this for a living, and there are very few people on television who talk about politics who've ever made a living doing it. And most of them are partisan and echoing a point of view. But when you get down to it, a guy like Karl Rove or Pat Goodell or me or even Joe Trippi, we make a living doing this. And I've made a living doing it for 40 years. And I know how to read a poll. And this is how you read the poll, and that's what this poll says. And you're going to see it on Election Day.
It's interesting you put Pennsylvania as a win for Governor Romney, and I think it's interesting President Clinton is headed there, I think, tomorrow. That would be a big surprise, would it not be? I mean, that would shock most people if Pennsylvania went to the Republicans.
Well, on the one hand, it hasn't gone Republican for president since '88. On the other hand, last year they elected a Republican governor, 2 houses of the legislature, 5 new Republican congressmen, and a new Republican senator. So it's not that much of a surprise. But the latest poll has this state at 47-47. And you go through the same math that I went through, and you're looking at, I believe, about a 5 or a 6-point win in Pennsylvania. And so, I mean, yeah, I think it's going to go. I think the outlier here is Michigan, where I think his UAW stuff will really help the president, the GM stuff. I think he'll probably carry Nevada. But other than that, I don't see him winning any of these swing states.
We only have 20 seconds left. Under your scenario, Governor Romney can lose Ohio, and still he will win because you have him up 325 points. Is that right, or something like 325?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Ohio is overrated. He can win and will win Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and a very good shot in Minnesota. That's a little iffy. And he'll never even have to think twice about Ohio, but he's going to win Ohio.
Dick, thank you. We'll be watching. I got this tape. Like I say, you're either really, really
Absolutely.
smart and reading the
You
polls,
have me
or
back
there's
on the
something
show.
else.
You hold me accountable. Okay.
I will. Thank you.